What's up, creators? So starting today, we're going to speed this series up a bit because it's taken quite a while. So in this episode, we're going to do both the UI for this screen and this screen. So let's go. So in the videos leading up to this, we got all the login functionality working. And now it's time to do everything within the app. Also in the last episode, I know we created the users in the Firestore, and the logical next step was to actually use that, but I decided to go with the layout first, and then the next episode we'll actually use the users. Alright, so first things first, as far as layout, we're going to clean our code up a bit. So the sign up functionality, I don't like having it within the build function. That should definitely be a function on its own. We'll call it sign out, build context and context, async, and then inside we could just copy paste everything that's in here, and that should work fine. And then here, instead of writing the actual function out, we just do sign out context. Alright, this should still work perfectly normally. Alright, it works. So next thing, if we check our XD document, there's no bar at the top or anything. And also we're not gonna add the picture yet because I don't know how the app would quite work with the picture. You need to have them either take a picture or pull it in from some database. I'm not too sure how I want to do that yet. So we're just gonna do the text and all the text functionality. Alright, so first thing, we can remove the app bar. Done. Then in here, the center widget, let's wrap it with the list view. And then we can actually remove that widget. It's complicated. Let's just do this. Remove all that and add a list view with children, and then we can have the raise button that we had. On pressed, it will sign out. And the text, the child text with words sign out. There. Now it should probably be at the top, yep. And we can start on all the rest of the code for this screen. So at the very top, I want a sized box of height 40, so we're not pressed up against the very top of the screen. There. Then, you remember how we created the our container widget that we use in a login screen? So the reason we created a whole widget for this is because now we can use it here very easily. So our container, and then a child of, let's just do text for now. Let's just do 1. And actually, let's pull this up as a reference so we can just keep checking up on it. We'll put it right here. We can keep all this in front. So had 2 of these squares and then 2 buttons. So let's add another our container. And inside the child, we'll just do text 2 for now. And then another raise button after this, saying, oh, this one, actually, so for now, we're not going to add the chat functionality because that's a lot more difficult, but we'll make sure to add the book club history. And sign out, and then this obviously wouldn't go to sign out. Alright, so there's the beginning of our layout. Looks pretty garbage, but we're going to clean it up a lot. Alright, so first things first, we want some padding around this Let's just do 20 around the edges. And same thing here. Let's do 20. See how that looks. It's a little bit better. Then around the buttons, let's do 40 around this one. So 40, and then this one, that padding of symmetric, horizontal, 40. There we go, slightly better. Now let's get into the content of this first one. First container, the child, instead of just a random text, let's do a column. Since we will have these three things in a column. Then inside, let's have a text widget with the text Harry Potter and the sorcerers. How do you spell sorcerers? Whatever. Sorcerer's Stone. And let's add some style to this. So text style, and then I already kind of know what I want, so font size 40. And colors.gray 600. All right. That's pretty big. I don't think we want it to be that big. Font size 20 then. 30. How about 30? That looks a little better. All right, so next thing we need is the do in part. So for this we'll need a row. Row with 2 text widgets. One that says do in, and one that says 8 days. Keep forgetting my commas. All right, doing 8 days. So first things first, let's add some padding to it. Let's just do a symmetric padding along the vertical axis. I can't type. Just give it a little bit of space. Then the do in will have a similar style to our previous one. So we could just copy it probably. And then the 8 days should have a style also pretty similar, at least in size. So font size 20. But instead of changing the color, we're going to do font weight dot bold. So there's going to be a little separation. That's not 20, we meant 30. All right. And let's add a little space after the do in. All right, then last thing we need. So we got the padding. Last thing we need is another raised button. This raised button is going to have a child called finished book. And the style for this text, we want to have text style colors.white, since it's going to be a gray button. And then on pressed, it's just going to have nothing for now. All right, so there's the first one. Not as clean as here, mostly because of this, but we'll make do. We might make this look even better later, but for now we're just trying to get the functionality working. All right, there's second little thing we have. Next build revealed in 22 hours. So let's just copy paste this. Don't need to do anything too complex. Instead of just do in, let's do next book revealed in, and we'll do 22 hours. Let's see how that looks. There's a problem somewhere, 2 commas. Not there, there. Oh, and it overlaps, all right. So what do we want to do? Let's make sure wrap this in and expand it widget. I think that should fix it. No, all right. All right, so one way to fix this is to just put it in a column. I know it's kind of hacky, but the design kind of looks like it needs to be in a column, so might as well just do it that way. So we can just remove this widget and change that row to a column widget. Then also let's set the cross-axis alignment to the start. You'll see why. Yeah, so this 22 hours is right here. All right, now the last part is the 2 buttons at the end. So let's get these looking a little bit better before we move on to the next screen. So we got book club history, and then let's style, not text style. Oh yeah, text style. Text style, color, colors dot white. Can't type. All right. There we go. Book club history, looking good. And then the other one, we're going to do this type of layout. So let's do that. The color of this button is going to be theme.of context.canvas color. And then now the shape, we want to make the border a bit bigger. We want to do rounded rectangle border, border radius dot circular 20, and side border side color theme dot of context dot secondary header color, and then a width of 2. All right, that was a bit longer, but let's see how that looks. Also, I'm not sure if we even need this this border radius, but let's check it out. All right, I like that look. Let's see what happens if we remove that border radius. Oh no, it doesn't work. All right, let's make sure we have it. And I feel like these are too spaced apart, so let's just fix that up a bit too. Symmetric, we'll do horizontal to still be 40, but vertical, let's just put it back to 20 for now. All right, I like how that looks. So sign out still works, sign back in, and we're good to go. So now the next screen we're gonna call it the no group screen when a person is not in the group. So now we're on to this one. So this one, let's do a new file, call it no group.dart, and in here this is going to be stateless again, our no group. Let's import material.dart as well. So inside our no group screen, we're going to have 2 functions, join and create. I'm going to just have those without any implementation in it, just so we could use it. So go to join, and then go to create. So inside a scaffold, once again, we don't need any app bar up here. And we're just going to have a column of things. So what we're going to want to do is have a spacer at the top with flex 1. And then our logo. Do image dot, we're actually padding with our padding of edge insets.all. Let's do 80 and a child of image.asset assets/logo.png. And let's just add a spacer here just to show what spacers actually do. And I'm missing something here, there. But we can't get to this screen. Let's create a way to get there. So let's make this onPressed. Go to a function of go to no group. And we're going to need context. Up here, void go to no group. Forgot it needs a context. And we can do navigator.push context and material page route with our no group. Great. So if we click this, see book club in the middle. So where's the no group? All right. So the spacers basically make it space however much you want. So let's say this right now, this flex means the ratio. This means ratio 1 to 1 in spaces. Let's see if we put this up to 5. I have a ratio of 1 space here to 5 spaces here. So the reason I wanted a spacer is because so if we do 1 and 1 and then we want a row of raised buttons down here. We can have the buttons at the bottom and we can have this in the middle. So let's do main axis alignment. This needs to be lowercase. Main axis alignment dot space evenly. What did I do wrong here? Oh, it's not supposed to be in there. It needs to be right here. Yeah, I know I messed up, all right. There. So now it will be spaced evenly between each other, between the row. So we need 2 raised buttons. Text create. And then another raised button. Text join. Let's see how those look. That's not good. They overlap a little. I was thinking that might happen on smaller screens. Maybe we should just have them one on top of each other. Could be easier to manage. Let's see how that looks. Not great. I don't know. We could change our theme to have a max width of 150 maybe. See if that fits. Yeah, we should just do that, I think. So our no group now, let's give it a little bit of padding as well. Hopefully everything still fits. To all 20. All right. I think that looks good. Now let's just do vertically symmetric. So it gives us extra room in case it's an even smaller phone than this one. So these two erase buttons, I think we want to have the create one. On press should go to create. And then here, on pressed, go to join. Let's give the join style, not that style, to have a white color for the text. There. And then this one, let's have the same thing as we have here, where it's see-through. So you can just go ahead and copy that, I think. There, that looks good. Only thing we're missing is this little text in the middle. So we could just add that right below this. So we can add a text that says welcome, capital W, welcome to book club. And then one more text that says, since you are not in a book club, you can select either, let's give it a little space, either to join a club or create a club. Period. All right. So let's add a padding for this. Edge insets. We'll do 40. Let's do horizontal. Doesn't really change anything, but we're going to want to make this text a bit bigger. So then you'll notice a change there. Oh, that's a bit big. Let's put that down to 40. Welcome to book club. So there we have a little bit of spacing. But we do want to add one more thing, and that's text align dot center. Like that. All right, same thing here. Let's add some padding. Let's do symmetric again, or actually, let's just do all. And we can update the style to be a bit bigger as well. We could just copy this. But instead of 40, let's do like 20. That looks good. And let's have a text align dot center. So this looks a bit wordy, but I think on bigger screens there'll be less going on and look a little bit better. So that's pretty much it. These buttons don't work yet, but here we have the main user interface. Don't judge me for how this looks yet. It'll look a little bit better on bigger screens, I think, but even if we do want to update, it's a lot easier to update this one square than update a whole screen. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. This code will be on GitHub. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe. If you have any questions or anything, make sure you leave in the comments. And thank you for watching.